The entire suite of Google AI's tools and Higgsfield are currently two of the best all-in-one solutions for making everything from AI video to building an entire brand. But I wanted to find out exactly which one of those two is the absolute best, which is why in this video I will cover all of their best tools through various different categories, so that by the end you will know exactly which one you should be using yourself. So let's start with images, because to get a great video, you absolutely have to be able to generate amazing images. Now, the first thing to know is that Google's AI tools aren't all in one place. They're spread across a few separate platforms, so you end up jumping between them depending on what you're making. For images and video, the one you want is Google Flow, which is basically Google's AI creative studio. So I'll open the Flow homepage, hit New Project, and that drops me right into the workspace where I can start generating. And right away, you'll notice your image models are all Google's own. You've got Nano Banana models, which are the faster ones built for quick generations and easy edits, and for keeping a character or product consistent. So whatever you're making, you're limited to Google's own models. For this generation, I'll select Nano Banana, then I'll set the aspect ratio to 16:9, paste in my first prompt, and generate. You can see we've got a pretty good looking image here. I like how the waves are crashing onto the shore and how the clouds are spread across the sky. Those little details make it look realistic. Then I'll run the second prompt on Nano Banana, and I'll keep the settings exactly the same. This one also looks good. We've got our matcha on a ceramic plate, and overall it came out nice. Next, let's go to Higgsfield and click image at the top. And if you want to follow along, I'll leave a link to Higgsfield in the description. The second I open the model dropdown, it's a very different situation compared to Google. Google's own Nano Banana models are right here. And then there's a whole list of other models Google doesn't give you, such as GPT Image 2, Seedream, Flux, Grok Image, and more. So you don't actually have to give up anything on Higgsfield. You're getting Google's models plus everything else. And that actually matters a lot because there's no single model that's best at doing everything. Different models are better at different kinds of images. So having the full list means I can pick the right one for the shot I want, instead of forcing one model to do everything. So in Higgsfield, I'll pick GPT Image 2, which is one of the best models right now for detailed photorealistic shots and clean, accurate text. Then I'll set the aspect ratio to 16:9, paste in my prompt, and hit generate. You can see I've got a really realistic product shot of a perfume here, and I like how you can see a reflection of the bottle just below it. It's a nice little detail that makes it feel more real. Then I'll switch to Seedream, which leans more towards stylized, creative looks, and run the next one. I like this one too, but it looks more like a screenshot from a game like Cyberpunk, not a super realistic shot you'd take on an actual street. So it really comes down to choice. On Google, you only get Google's own models, but on Higgsfield, you get those same models plus a whole library to pick the best one from. But images are actually the easy part, and the real gap shows up the moment we move on to videos. So let's start with Google AI's video capabilities. Over in Google Flow, your video options are all Google's own models too. You've got Veo 3.1, which comes in a faster version and a higher quality one, plus Gemini Omni Flash. So you do get a bit of choice here, but it's all Google, nothing from anyone else. For my first prompt, I'll stick with Veo 3.1, set the aspect ratio to 16:9, drop it in, and hit generate. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad considering that it's AI generated, but this could be a lot better, and I'm keeping the prompts simple on purpose, just to test out the model's capabilities. Next, I'll run the second prompt the same way. I like this one much better compared to the previous one, as it looks more realistic and gives a more cinematic vibe. But if you notice here on the candle flame, the wick where the flame is lit is not decaying away. It stays exactly as it is. So if someone watches this for long enough, they'll be able to catch that it's AI generated. But there is problems with Google's platform. Every video we generate with Veo is capped at 8 seconds. So that is the longest you can make one video go. Next, let's go back to Higgsfield and click video at the top. And just like with images, the model list is completely different. We've actually got Google's own Veo 3.1 right here inside Higgsfield. There's also a whole lineup of other top models, including Seedance 2.0, Kling 3.0, Sora 2, Grok Imagine, and many more. For what I'm about to generate, I'll choose Seedance 2.0. And with Seedance 2.0, you can generate a video up to 15 seconds on a single generation. That's almost double what Google allowed. Next, I'll set the aspect ratio to 16:9 and the duration to 15 seconds. I'll keep the video quality at 1080p and hit generate. As you can see, our video turned out pretty good, and a lot of the elements here are very realistic. The motions might not be perfect, so keep that in mind. But overall, considering all the detail in the video, it looks quite nice. Then I'll run the second Seedance prompt the same way. I really love how the drone shot moves through the landscape in a cinematic way, and overall, the landscape and the movement of the waves look very realistic. If I had seen this at first glance, I couldn't have told you if it was fake or not, but you might have noticed the quality is very low on all of these videos. I could have generated 4K videos straight from Seedance, which would have made our video quality better, but that burns a lot more credits. So that's why I generated all of them at 1080p, so I can upscale them afterwards. I'll take these into video upscale and run them through Topaz to push their quality up to 4K. Topaz actually adds real detail instead of just stretching the pixels, so it holds up as proper 4K, and it costs a fraction of the credits. So on Google, you only get Google's own models, capped at 8 seconds per video. But on Higgsfield, you get that same VO, plus a lot of other models for different purposes. And you can set the video's duration longer, and they're actually postable. But honestly, making videos and images is only half of it. Generating stuff with AI isn't just about messing around in a prompt box. It's about actually being able to use it. And one of the most popular things people use AI images and videos for is to build a brand for their business or their website. Let's start with Google's solution. They have a free tool called Pomeli for that. Pomeli is Google's AI branding tool, and it lives inside Google Labs. The whole idea is that you give Pomeli a website and it builds you a full brand kit automatically without any designer or extra hassle. So I'll drop in this brand's URL here, and it'll build me what it calls the business DNA. As you can see, I've got a pretty good data breakdown of the business URL I put in. What it does is basically analyze the entire site and pull the brand identity out of it, the logo, the exact colors, the fonts, and even the tone of voice. And from that business DNA, there's a whole menu of things it can build for you. It can put together social campaigns, generate product photo shoots on Nano Banana 2, and build you a full website. The one I'll open up is the brand book. It exports as a multi-page PDF with your brand overview, the logo rules, the typography, and the full color palette. It's also thrown in some extra imagery and a lot of the stuff a designer would normally put together to show what my brand is. So for a free tool, this is genuinely impressive. Now let's give Higgsfield the exact same website and see how far it goes. I'll open up Supercomputer from the top menu in Higgsfield. Now this one works a little different from clicking through a tool yourself. Supercomputer is actually an AI agent. You just tell it what you want in plain English, and it plans the whole thing out and runs the tasks for you using every tool Higgsfield has. So before I run anything, I'll change 2 settings. I'll set the run mode to confirm before running, so it shows me its full plan first, and I'll set the AI model to Sonnet 5. In the chat box, I'll type /brand-analyzer, which is one of Supercomputer's skills that reads a website and pulls its whole brand out, and then paste in the same Graza URL and hit send. And it hands me back the exact same brand breakdown Pomeli did, except this time, it's all inside a single chat instead of a separate dashboard. But here's where Higgsfield takes it further, so I'll make a full ad out of this. And to that, I'll tell the AI to make a 15-second hypermotion marketing video for Graza at 16:9 and 1080p. Now, because I've got the run mode on confirm, it doesn't just go and make the video. The first thing it does is build me a storyboard, laying out the whole ad shot by shot before it generates anything. As you can see, the storyboard is really thorough. It's got a lot of different motions, and it's laid out exactly how the video is going to progress. And after I approve it, it continues to generate a product shot for the ad. The product shot turned out super good. It's really high quality and crisp, and once that's ready, it takes that shot and animates it into the final hypermotion video. And the final video turned out really nice. It honestly looks like it was done by a professional editor. It also has proper sound effects, 3D movements, and a lot more impressive stuff going on. So using both of them, you can get different assets for different needs of your brand or business. But no matter how much you generate, it all still has to come together into one finished video. And in that last part, which is the actual editing, is where these two go in completely different directions. So let's start with Google's tool built for this, which is named Google Vids. Google Vids is a workspace video tool. It's really built for things like training videos, onboarding, and work presentations. It's got AI built in now. It runs VO 3.1 to generate video, and it's also got AI avatars and Lyria for music. So inside the editor, I'll open the AI video clip panel. It's set to VO 3.1. So first I'll write a prompt from scratch and hit generate.
The situation in Oklahoma is deteriorating rapidly. We are tracking a large, violent tornado approaching the metropolitan area.
As you can see, it generated a pretty decent looking video. It's not the best quality out there, but honestly, for what it is, it does the job. Then I'll try to generate an avatar. I'll drop in a person's image, add an apple as the ingredient, and hit generate.
Did you know that apples can actually boost your memory function? One a day really can keep forgetfulness at bay.
And here it generated a clip of the character talking, using the apple as the ingredient. For a quick explainer, that's actually pretty useful. Now here's the problem. Everything Google Vids generates comes out at 720p, and it has Google's watermark on it. So for internal work videos, it's genuinely fine. It's just not really built for the kind of content you'd post on YouTube. So instead of keeping everything inside a separate browser editor like this, Higgsfield does the opposite. It plugs straight into the video editor you already use. If you're on Adobe Premiere, After Effects, or DaVinci Resolve, Higgsfield has a plugin you can use right inside them. So you can generate videos, B-roll, even transitions straight onto your timeline. No need for exporting or switching apps, and it all comes out at full resolution with no watermark and up to 4K. And if you don't use those editors, you can still generate everything in Higgsfield and drop it straight into a free editor like CapCut. So when it comes to actually editing your video, it isn't really close. Google Vids keeps everything inside its own browser editor at 720p with a watermark. Higgsfield just becomes part of the editor you already use at full quality. So that's all 4 use cases demonstrated. Now let me put the whole thing together and tell you which one actually comes out on top. Both of them have their own strengths, so you have to pick based on what favors your needs. But honestly, every round kind of went the same way. Google gives you something that works, and then Higgsfield gives you a better version of the same thing, with way more control. The video round showed it best. On Google, you're stuck with one model, 8 seconds, and a watermark you can't get rid of. On Higgsfield, you get a bunch of better models, longer videos, and real 4K footage. And it was the same story with the images, the branding, and the editing. Now, to Google's credit, they've quietly built a genuinely massive creative suite, and having all of it in one place is a real advantage. That's the one thing Google actually wins on, the sheer scale of it. But scale isn't what makes a good video. When it comes to actually making your content, Higgsfield is ahead on almost everything. Better models, no watermark, real 4K, and tools like Cinema Studio and Supercomputer that Google just doesn't have. So here's my honest verdict. Yes, Google gives you a lot of tools, but Higgsfield gives you the better ones and the control to actually use them. And when the whole point is making the video, that's the side I'd go with. And that is honestly what most people need. So go sign up to Higgsfield using my link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.